Greetings, YouTube. I'm sure that most of the people that are watching this video are familiar with the phrase that you can't understand a person until you've walked a mile in their shoes. It's an allusion to empathy, to being able to project oneself into the position another person holds, so that we can more easily associate with them, connect with them, and understand why they do what they do, how they think the way they do, how they feel the way they do. It allows us to empathize, sympathize, and feel compassion towards another person. By walking in their shoes, we, even for a moment, become them. And then we can understand. With the passing, or rather the defense, of the Affordable Care Act, some folks have said that Roberts voted in favor of it because he has a lifelong illness, epilepsy. And that illness itself would have made him ineligible for insurance in the private market. But of course, with the Affordable Care Act, the pre-existing condition clause is going to be tossed, so that would not prevent him. And in essence, he was doing it purely based on self-interest. It doesn't occur to the critics of Roberts in this case that he may have been influenced by his disease, not because he was thinking of himself, but because he has it. He is able to understand what it is like for people out there in the world who also have a disease, any disease, which is incurable, and you need health insurance, medical assistance to take care of, or you die. That his motivation isn't self-interest, but empathy and sympathy. And many of the critics of Roberts are hardcore conservatives, socialists, social conservatives, and fiscal conservatives. And it has been my experience listening to a lot of social politicians, pundits, and individuals here on YouTube and in the real world that many of these social conservatives and fiscal conservatives not only downplay empathy and sympathy and compassion, they do not even allow for the existence of empathy, sympathy, and compassion. That there is no room in the world for it. Now, yesterday, someone asked me a question. They asked me, what do I think of misanthropy? A misanthrope is a person that has a hatred or dislike for humankind, mistrust in humankind. And it's an interesting question. It's a complex question. I'm always amazed by the fact that my subscribers and viewers send me questions that are not simple, because life defies simplicity. It's always entertaining, it's challenging, and I appreciate it. Though don't go out of your way to come up with difficult decisions. I actually do not know the sound of what one hand clapping. And yes, I am familiar with the term misanthrope. And the reason I am familiar with the term misanthrope is that I used to be one. There was a time in my life where I really profoundly hated humanity. I was wrapped in the depths of my depression. I wasn't dealing with things well. I thought in terms of only being concerned about myself. I didn't care about anyone in any capacity. The relationships I had were all based around, I like this person, so I care about this person, and I care about what happens to this person, and that's where it ended, because I liked them. It wasn't because I felt empathy or sympathy for them, or I was able to relate to them, and then by extension, relate to the people around me. I was a hardcore conservative without actually, I can say I never argued politics a great deal, but at that time I firmly believed that you had to take care of yourself, that the only person you had to concern yourself with was you. I was completely opposed to paying taxes because, let's face it, why should I pay for someone else's anything? And even though I was an atheist at the time of my life, that slowly drifted towards being agnostic before eventually becoming a theist, even at the height of my atheist views, I would frequently use the phrase, kill them all, let God sort them out. And I endorsed execution as a solution to societal ills. In short, and I apologize to those that might be offended by this, I was an asshole. But over time, and through life experience, and through reading, and through listening, and through coming to understand other people and the problems they have, and the problems they have always had for as long as there have been people, I'm quite positive that Australopithecus afarensis, Homo habilis, Cro-Magnons, Neanderthals, all had the same types of problems that we have. And those that come after us will have them as well, even if they're Jedis. That we are all in this together. We are in the lifeboat of life itself. And if we do not cooperate together, we are doomed alone. So I do not undervalue empathy and sympathy and compassion, and I am no longer a misanthrope. There are times when I have a difficult time liking many of the people I encounter on a regular basis or online, but I don't wish them ill. I don't want them to suffer in any way, shape, or form. I want them to have the best in life they can, so long as they don't harm anyone else in achieving it. And that's why I am so opposed to almost every single policy endorsed by fiscal and social conservatives. I'm going to link to an article by Fred Clark dealing with empathy, because Fred Clark is much better at this than I am. There are many days I wish that I were Fred Clark. And I hope I answered the question about being a misanthrope, misanthropy in general. Yes, I understand it. Yes, I believe in it, but I'm not happy with it. And I'm not proud of the fact that one time in my life I was in fact a misanthrope, before I learned empathy, sympathy, and compassion. Before I stopped being a rather unpleasant person.